What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here, and today we're going to look at a receiver that's maybe a little more polarizing in draft circles. Seen him as high as wide receiver 3, seen him as low as outside the top 10. That is SMU's Rashee Rice, who, I think has some pretty impressive tape. You saw the production this last season with SMU. Those are really strong numbers. And, I think when you look at the pre-draft process, it maybe hasn't gone completely his way, right? The Senior Bowl thought might have been his time to break out. Didn't quite happen, but we're going to take a look at the film today and just kind of what makes Rashee Rice. Take a look at the traits that, make him a good fit at the next level and maybe some things we need to work on. So we're off to the film room to look at Rashee Rice. All right, guys, so here we're to the film room looking at Rashee Rice. And I think the first thing that can jump out is the yak ability, and I think yards after the catch are a big thing for him. And, obviously free release here, so nothing too fancy in terms of the route. He's given a lot of space, but pretty good accelerative capabilities there in the short area to where, he's able to take the football and he's off to the races. Obviously gets brought down there, and I think something with the long speed is certainly a question, but like when you see that short area burst after the catch, you have to get excited. Now, here we go. This is what I'm talking about, right? We're running bubble screen. Blocking needs to be pristine here. He just says, "Nah, I'm gonna run a guy over. I'm gonna put him on his back, right? The pancake of the highest order, and we get an easy touchdown because of it." Now, there are a lot of teams, in 11 personnel, right, that want to attach some guys to the line, or they want them in the slot, right, because they know they can add them as a run game like force multiplier as a blocker. Rashee Rice is definitely going to be that. So here again, another pretty simple route, but what I do like is, I think there's enough pressing vertically there, and he's kind of stemming at the defender rather than just up vertically. So that's pretty good, and then pretty decent hip sink there, but I think he's more of a guy who's going to speed turn a little bit more when he's in the break rather than, truly sinking the hips on the crossers and the in and out breakers. But overall, I think if you're going to speed turn, sink the hips like that, I think that's a pretty efficient route break, stayed on his line. Now, here's the yak ability, right? Like SMU clearly trusts him with these type of gadget plays. But again, this is really well blocked to cut this back inside. And we gotta have better vision here to kind of realize, all right, where's our leverage, right? Where do we have leverage? 1, 2, 3 on 2 outside. We're better off tilting this thing back in and taking advantage of probably being able to win against a safety. Instead, we're kind of a little bit of Saquon Barkley bounce out season, and with his lack of speed, I just don't think like trying to win the corner there is advantageous to him. Okay, bottom of the screen here. Free play, right? We're going to throw this up to him and getting good position, right? Staying physical through route stem and then going to elevate and high point for the football. Like that a lot. And also, really like after we're high pointing this football, how quickly it's like, all right, now I'm turning around, and I'm off to the races for about 10, 12 yards more after the catch there. So really like that. This, I just enjoy him playing physical ball here, right? Like we're getting down here, right? Like knows the guy's coming, he's going to block him as long as he's going to, and then, stay physical, right? I like that a lot. Now here, I think is very much a pick play, right? But again, it's indicative of what's coming. Like, again, the pick play is good there, but I think you see him at times, there's not a lot of lateral displacement and lateral explosion in terms of what he can do with his release, and that sometimes gets him into trouble with more physical corners. Here, pretty simple. I like the idea of, again, this is a simple route, but what's really nice about it being simple is he going right at the defender, right? We're not, I'm running stick. I'm just going to run out here, right? I don't need to mess with the defender, manipulate the defender at all. No, I'll work out there, get out of the break pretty efficiently, and pick up some yardage early in the drive. And that's something that, like, again, I think he's good at finding space in zone, but seeing him stem at defenders is a really good sign for his game. Again, here we go. Like, win the ball in the air, right? He doesn't stack very well, and I think with the accelerative capabilities and the long speed, he's just not going to be a receiver who's going to stack consistently. But again, when he has the hands and the tracking ability and the ability to go up and win the ball above the rim, right, in tightly contested areas, that's going to be a lot of the calling card for him if he's going to be on the perimeter. Once again, here, I think it's just kind of like the foot fire's fine, a lot of steps, but clearly the corner didn't have any indication he was going anywhere but inside, and this just route gets erased with contact. I think you either have to be like, we're just going to square with the split release and we're getting into it rather than the foot fire, because he needs every advantage he can get. He doesn't need to stay stuck at the line of scrimmage. A little shuffle release there. This is pretty good. I like this route a lot. It's just with him, I think, again, shuffle release. I like the idea of, okay, I'm in a two-way go. I can set myself up with the slant or I can press vertically, right? I think we're sinking our hips well, getting out of the break, but he does a good job of his hand-eye coordination, right? Like slip at the top of the route there, have to make a quick adjustment before the ball arrives, and that's, I think, really just strong hand-eye coordination. Not something we often really talk about with receivers, but you have to be quick when you're making quick adjustments last second. Okay. Again, are we really stacked? Not really. Like he's fighting it for sure. But again, when you have a guy who can work with his hands to position himself well at the catch point, you can just throw it back shoulder. How about going up for that one? Really, really nice play by Rice there. Again, showing the leaping ability, right? That explosion. Go win the football, the lack of fear to go win the catch point. We love to see that. I like this here. This is a nice throw by the quarterback, too. He's leading him into space a little bit. He knows, okay, as long as I don't go too far, I don't bite off too much, I can get this into a nice space. And look at Rashee Rice doing a nice job of, with his feet, right? We talk about catch to transition a lot on this channel. Boom. Right? Shuffle into the catch point. Give yourself some momentum to get down the field, whatever it can get, whatever it can buy you, whatever catch to attack transition can buy you, you take it. All right, so this time he does a good job stacking, and ball's already out. Right, we're coming down here. This is just a nice job of, okay, walling it, giving myself enough room on the sideline to track this in and get feet down. And look at that. Tracks it really nicely there into the hands, gets the foot down. Like just tracking capabilities for Rice are really strong overall. And that's, again, when you're doing a lot of this at the catch point and you need to be able to win there, when your calling card is that, you better have all the tricks of the trade, and he's got them for sure. Like the diamond release here, really nice. Got the corner moving the direction you want. Good hands catch there. Nice win in the slant route. Again, simplicity is nice. When you're able to win these little outbreakers, right? The stick routes, the slant routes, if you can win those, that's really good. And you don't take that for granted, I don't think. Again, this is really nice. Knows where the defender is going. Knows if he jab steps even remotely up the field, he's going to get the defender to commit there. Whoop, a little back juke. And then, you know what? Take a guy on, drop the pads a little bit, pick up a first down. So again, really strong. The profile's good. And again, this is nice. You want to use your hands like this. Boom, slap the arm, get you some separation at the top of the route. Make that adjustment when you need to, get the knee down. Great hand-eye coordination and adjustment ability. Really like that. Okay, so this against Cincinnati, a little bit of a struggle here. A little concentration, focus drop. Not the best. You don't want to see that. And I think a lot of people have watched this tape. They go, oh, this drops were a problem. And you look at the drop rate. The drop rate wasn't as big a deal. Yeah, I mean, the drops are a thing you want corrected. Here, I think he's just, again, slow off the line, right? There's a little bit of accelerative capability, pressing vertically into the break. I think the break is fine. Again, the throw's not the best, but I think he just got out of this route not as efficiently and as explosively as you would like to see, and it kind of cost him a little bit there with the pick. Again, not completely Rice's fault on that one, but I think when you look at, again, he's again, we don't talk to him about being stiff-hipped, but at times it's just like you'd like to see you see it, right? If you saw it here, see that last step with the right foot. Boom. Yeah, he puts it down. He doesn't get out of the break fast enough. That's a little bit of that tight hip stuff, and that's, That's a tough one to swallow for sure. Again, just another focus drop here. I think he's peaking a little bit in terms of what he's got post-catch, what the opportunities are going to be for him. Here, though, this is good, right? Sink the hips, get out of the break, and attack the football rather than, letting it into your frame. So, yeah, when it comes to Rashee Rice, you see what makes him an enticing prospect, right? It's all the catch point stuff, right? It's the tracking ability, right? Obviously, we looked at a couple drops, but overall, like, the drop rate's good, right? Being able to wall yourself off at the catch point, being able to elevate to win the football, like, all that stuff is really nice for him. And that the catch point phase is really where he's going to shine. Hips aren't as fluid as you'd like to see. The break points aren't as great. Like, he's taking some false steps at the top there. We saw that a little bit. And I think he was hampered a little bit by injury this season. So, there was a little bit of juice lacking in terms of after catch. But I think you saw a lot of what makes him, pretty solid after the catch, right? He's got that burst in the short area, right? He can stay creative. He understands space. He understands where defenders are going, trying to manipulate them to get himself into favorable conditions. So I think Rashee Rice is an enticing mid-round prospect. I think, round 3, round 4, a team that, needs a guy who can block his butt off, right? Can play a little bit of the slot, find holes in zone, right? Attack post-catch and act as a red zone threat. I think they're going to be happy with that. I think he can find a role at the next level, and it'll be interesting to see where he lands. So hope you guys enjoyed this video on Rashee Rice. If you did, drop a like down there. Subscribe if you're new. Plenty of draft content still on the way before the big weekend. So hope you guys stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Farewell.